you have to describe your journey in one word, what comes to your mind? Just one word.
Wow. The first word that came to my mind is amazing.
Lot of learning.
When we say ITBD, the first thing that comes to our mind is the culture over here.
The ITBD culture, I believe it starts with a strong sense of accountability.
Best part about this place is I just don't feel heard. I feel that I'm truly being listened to.
My time here at ITBD Design has given me the space to grow and to reflect.
That mutual respect over here, it allowed us to grow both personally and professionally.
So, hey everyone, and welcome to the Culture and Career Corner podcast. I'm Anna, your new host, and I'm super excited to be with you today. This podcast was started by our awesome CEO, Sunny, and since this is very close to his heart, I'm excited to fill in as the host for now and keep the stories flowing. So today, I'm sitting down with two rock star leaders from our service delivery team, Keith and Amit. These guys are not only driving results, but also building great teams and people first culture. Welcome to the show, guys. So happy to have you guys here. So today, the goal of this podcast is to have some amazing conversations. And let's start by getting to know your career journeys with IT by Design. So Keith, can you please share your career journey with IT by Design with all of our viewers today?
Well, to start with, I would say no one would know better about my journey than you, Anamika, since you helped me start my journey with ITBD. For those who don't know, sitting at home one day, just thinking about, switching my jobs, and I was just thinking about it, and I get a call from Anamika. And that's when everything started. I'm glad she called. Firstly, my name is Keith Rosario. I'm working with IT by Design for the last almost 4 years now, and I'm working as a senior TTL. And I joined IT by Design in September 2021, and I think it was 14th of September. And just a couple of weeks later, on September 30th, my son was born. So both my ITBD journey and my fatherhood, started almost at the same time, making that year rather, incredibly special and memorable for me. So my journey with IT by Design since joining, I mean, I work with such amazing people, such amazing team and amazing clients as well, and the amount of learning I've had here, it surpasses what I gained from giant companies that I used to work with earlier. All right, so honestly, what stood out for me was how valued I felt from day one itself. Right, I mean, especially in the initial few days when I used to be sick or any expired reason I used to be on off or leave, I used to get call from the higher management. What happened? You're out sick today, and that kind of treatment that we used to get, such warmth I used to feel. And here, the best part about this place is I just don't feel heard. I feel that I'm truly being listened to. Right. That's something that was missing from the other organizations I've been working with in the past. Here, the leadership, the higher management, they genuinely, act on the feedback, and that creates a very empowering space. They truly listen to you, like I said. The the people I work with, whether it's my team, my peers, as in the leaders, the higher leadership, they they're not just colleagues, they feel like family over here. That sense of belonging, that culture of support, that mutual respect over here, it allowed us to grow both personally and professionally. So I've been great that I've been a part of this organization. Really happy.
That's so amazing, Keith. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, a follow up question, actually, just a quick one, because you shared your journey so amazingly well with all of us. If you have to describe your journey in one word, what comes to your mind? Just one word.
Wow, the first word that came to my mind is amazing. But I wish I was allowed to speak a whole para about it. But yeah, amazing. It's been amazing.
That's so awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that with all of us, Keith. Amit, what about you? Can you please describe your ITBD journey with all of us?
Absolutely. It is as exciting as Keith. It has been a short journey, not long as Keith, but it's been approximately 18 months I've been associated with IT by Design, and it's incredibly interesting and exciting. I'm Amit Dubey. I'm working here as a service delivery manager here from one of the ITBD sites. Like I said, it has been an incredible journey. It has shown me how accountability and commitment can shape a high performing and winning team. Um, I've seen an immense potential in the entire business just because of the way that we are currently operating. My time here at IT by Design has given me the space to grow and to reflect because the amount of experience that I have from the previous organization, I could stop and think about the past experiences and how different we are operating and how high performing team we are in IT by Design is completely different from the rest of the organization. I think this is what makes us a little different. Lead with purpose. I think that is very important because when you as an organization lead with purpose and everybody is aligned, you are creating an organization which is there for the longer run for their people. So overall, it has been an incredible journey. Loving every single day.
And same question for you, Amit. If you have to describe your journey in one word, what would that be?
I would go with a lot of learning.
That's amazing. And I love what you said during what about your IDBD journey, that lead with purpose. I think that is what we do here at IT by Design. It's so amazing to see inspire and so inspiring to hear how people grow here at IT by Design. In this experience of like 4.5 years, I've seen so many, homegrown leaders grow at IT by Design. It's really beautiful. Okay, so now we all know that IT by Design is really, really proud of one thing, and that is our culture. So let's talk a little bit about that. So this time I'm going to go to Amit first and then to Keith. So Amit, how would you describe IDBD culture?
Well, for me, the ITBD culture, I believe it starts with a strong sense of accountability, right? And um, there's a balance between care, trust, and collaboration, right? And that is what creating the high performing team, right? What stands out for me that everybody is encouraged to grow, right? And not just professionally, the overall growth, right? We look at health, we look at uh, all the four B's. And this is what it makes it really neat because you know what? We are just not creating a bunch of people who are ready to work on a specific technology. We are creating people who are really wonderful to work with, given any situation, given any circumstances. They can prove themselves so well. And that stands out very well for me because every single day I've seen there is so much of effort that we put in for learning, and that's an overall growth and the learning that we are focusing on. It is absolutely creating an amazing workforce who are ready to create a difference for the organization.
That's beautiful. Amazing. Yeah, actually, this is actually one of the very few organizations, honestly, that really focuses on not just the professional growth, but like health, all the four wheels of life, the way we have like every week, where our CEO puts in so much efforts, in bringing some amazing speakers, with the LBD sessions, the Life by Design session. There's so much to take away. Like, just take an example of today's session. It was so amazing. The session that we had this morning. It was so energizing, right? Okay, great. Now let's go to Keith. Keith, how would you describe IDBD culture?
I'm glad you brought that session up. It was really, really great. And I really love when I see that session. Sorry, I'm diverting from the topic, but I just heard about this today's session. When I was seeing that session, um, it's not like everybody's joining just for the sake of joining because it's arranged by our CEO itself. When I see the session, I make sure I open the view where I can see everybody in the picture, and everybody's, they're listening. And when I mean they were asked to do certain exercises, everybody was standing and they were doing the exercises on the floor, right? So it's amazing how everybody's involved, and they're involved because they, really believe in our CEO, and they believe in how things are here. They believe in the culture, of course. So when coming back to the question, when we say ITBD, the first thing that comes to our mind is the culture over here, right? In fact, I would say, in my opinion, it's ITBD's strongest assets, the culture, right? It's one of the main reasons that along with, I'm pretty sure, others over here as well, we stay here, we grow here. We continue to stay here. It's because of the culture. It's because of the core values, the happy values, right? The happy values which reflects our strong community focus. There's one thing that I love about this place, about the culture, is there's consistent effort to celebrate people, right? From birthdays to the smallest of festivals to the family day. I wanted to bring that up because it was the best event that happened here since I joined IT by Design, because I got to bring my wife here, I got to bring my son here, and I have absolutely no idea, and I'm not sure if the others would be able to relate to it or not, but I'm not sure why, for what reason, but I had tears in my eyes when my son was sitting on my workstation. He was sitting on my workstation playing with my Rubik's Cube, playing with the keyboard and stuff, and that for some reason made me emotional. I have absolutely no idea why, but he enjoyed. He was running around the floor, eating and everything, and I really enjoyed that day. So that stood out. That event stood out. The leadership over here is incredibly approachable. I've always, like you mentioned, I've always appreciated how Sunny himself takes the time to mentor us, not just in work but in life as well. Right? He doesn't need to do that, but he does, right? And that's one thing that kind of stands out when it comes to me working in IT by design, and then my prior experience with the other giant companies I've worked with. This company is, I mean, I'm glad I'm working here. And there's no hierarchy when it comes to respect and recognition over here, whether it's a VP or a senior level director or even an engineer. Everyone feels equally valued here, right? And that level of connection between teams across roles and levels, irrespective of what role or level there is rare, right? So it's actually it's culture done right, is what I'd like to say.
You just put it together in one piece. Culture done right. That's so awesome. That's great. Yeah. I mean, I think you picked the most important piece, and that is actually one thing that I also love about IT by Design is the leadership style. The leadership style, unlike I think a lot of companies out there, the leadership is very approachable. Like you don't have to go to multiple layers to prove something or make your point, like you said in previous when you were sharing your journey, that you're being heard all the time. You don't have to make too much of an effort to do that, right? So I think that's just something so beautiful, and I think that's what making all of us stay together in the company and really creating an impact. And by the way, Amit, congratulations on your first work, your anniversary, and I think many, many more to come.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you.
Last but definitely not the least, guys, this is, I think, one of my favorite questions. And I got introduced to this concept through the same podcast only, actually. So that is the life lessons. So we'll just talk about your three greatest life lessons. So let's start with Keith. What are your three greatest life lessons? Those aha moments, that really shaped you, who you really are today, Keith.
Stepping into someone else's shoes. I am a big believer of that. When I'm uh, it, whether I'm talking to a reportee, a peer, a leader, right, a teammate, right, I always try to understand their perspective before responding or acting. Right, I build, that builds trust, that builds compassion. And it leads to better decisions, is what I feel. Second, that is being accountable, fully accountable, right? The What I feel is the work is not just about completing your hours, right? I honestly don't believe extending hours and working on your week offs as well. No, of course, come to office, work for the 9 hours, and go home and spend time with your family. But in those 9 hours, just be fully committed, be fully accountable. If others rely on you, show up, especially when it counts. So respect the role that you play in the team, right? And always lead by example, is what I feel. So be the kind of teammates others can depend on, is one more thing that I've learned and I implement over here. The third main thing that I was lucky enough to learn from here, right, and only Sunny sir could do that, is balance your wheels. Something it really stuck with me. It's, of course, like Amit mentioned earlier, balancing the four wheels of life. It consists of health, family, career, legacy, right? Each needing 42 hours of attention. He puts it so nicely, Sunny sir. I mean, you can actually relate to the examples that he gives. So 42 hours of attention per week to keep the car of life moving smoothly, right? If even one of the wheel is deflated, the whole journey becomes rough, right? So he's really taught us the balance, and I'm really able to work on the work life balance because of the teachings that he's given. That perspective changed how I prioritize things now in life. So these were the learnings that I was able to get from this organization. I would really like to share this with the upcoming new professionals.
That's amazing. And actually, balancing your four wheels is something, that is so, so beautiful. Never really, thought about it so, intentionally, but I think after coming here, even now, I also think about it. So, it's actually stuck with me. That is the 168 PSIRs. Every time I literally learned it once because I kept forgetting about it. So, yeah, that is so awesome. Okay, all right, let's go to Amit. Amit, what are your three greatest life lessons? Those aha moments that really shaped who you are today.
Most of it revolves around what we just spoke about. So this comes from Johnson Maxwell, and it sums things so well for us, right? So commitment with accountability, which we talk a lot about in IT by Design, that closes the gap between intention and results. And it is so relatable here in IT by Design because, the Friday sessions, we have never missed it. There is always something new that we do on every Friday, right? Be it health, be it management, be it any other topic which is going to help. And what is really, really interesting is Sunny is always there, no matter where he is. If he's traveling, if he is busy, he is always there. And that is a true example of, he's committed to this initiative that he has taken. He is fully accountable for what he has started. And that is showing the result. I think the second one would be to stay humble, to learn more. It is, again, staying humble as much as you can, to continue to learn and lead with purpose. I think this is something that relates to the first point that I said, but again, when we lead with purpose, the success will automatically follow. So these are three things that I believe, anyone who is willing to grow in their career or anything that they're doing, if they may keep an eye on these three things to make sure they're following in the right direction, they will certainly lead to success.
Great, that is so awesome. So, if I got it correctly, the first life lesson for you is commitment with accountability. The second is to stay humble and learn more. And the third is lead with purpose. Did I get it correct? Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay. So, another quick question that I'd like to ask is we talk about our core values. I think you both mentioned about the core values, and we have some amazing, lovely, beautiful core values. Right. So, if you had to pick one core value out of happy, which one would that be, Amit? Which is your favorite?
Accountability.
Great. And why do you think it's important to be accountable?
When you take the accountability of something, you make it a point that you're working towards it. You automatically become committed to it, right? And when you're committed to something, the results are going to show for you, no matter what happens, right? If you succeed in the first place, great. If you don't succeed, you are still going to try because you have taken the accountability and you are committed to it. And I'm sure that if you keep trying, you will succeed. So I think accountability is something which is really, really important in our life.
Keith, what about you? Which one is your favorite core value and why it resonates with you so much? If you had to pick one.
My favorite, hands down, is humility. That's one of my favorites. It humility keeps us open, right? It open to feedback, to learning, and to recognizing that no matter how good we are, we can always get better, right? In a field like IT, where things change so fast, humility helps us stay teachable, and that's very critical. So humility is my favorite.
That's amazing. That's great, great, great. So I think we're almost like 6 months down the year and only 6 months are left, right? The year is just going to come to an end, right? So what impact are you looking of it to make in these 6 months, be it professional or personal, whatever? Do you have anything in mind?
Personally, I would remain committed to my health, which is my top priority always. And when it comes to the professional life, we as a business are growing. We are growing rapidly. And the focus would remain from a service delivery point of view that how do we continue to give high value service to our customers? We continue to see value in our service. Our engineers are upskilling themselves rapidly, getting ready for tomorrow. The current focus on AI and the initiative which Sunny has taken, it is great for us, for our business to be prepared and be ready for tomorrow. So as a service delivery function, we are certainly focusing on keeping our existing customers happy, at the same time upskilling ourselves, and at the same time focusing on a new technology and a new development that has come in this world, which is AI, and ensuring that our wider teams, which is starting from the engineering level to the element layer, that everybody is ready for the future.
Like Sunny says, right? AI ready. We got to be AI ready.
Absolutely, yes.
Right? Right, that's awesome. That's amazing. Same question for you, Keith. What is the sort of impact that you are looking at, that you're going to be creating in these 6 months that's left for the year to end?
There's one thing that is very important for me. I mean, we work uh, in a division where client satisfaction is the partnership with our clients is very important. When Javed came here last, I mean, he was talking about how important the partnership is, right? So my focus since has only been on that. I mean, I'm not sure if you've read this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's one of my favorites. I'm still reading it. Almost gonna end it now. There was one quote. It's not I'm not sure how many people will be able to relate that to the MSP world, but I personally do. The quote says, "It's not how much money you make; it's how much money you keep." Right? I kind of relate that to the MSP world, where it reminds me about the service delivery. It's the thing is, it's not just about high volume or big clients. It's about delivering sustainable values so that the clients stay. The retention for me is what Javed said. If you're not able to bring big clients in, at least make sure that the existing ones are getting retained, right? The retention matters more than the quick wins. So yeah, my focus for the end of this year, rather for this year and the upcoming months, is my full focus is going to be entirely on our partnership with the clients.
Wow, that is so amazing. Thank you so much. And I think the entire company, because you guys are really, really important in the service delivery and, at a very, very critical role. So I think everybody is excited to see what it's going to be, what impact is going to be there in the next 6 months in your respective teams. And thank you so, so much both today for joining and sharing such amazing insights and stories. And we truly, truly appreciate you at IT by Design. And to everyone listening, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's episode, hit that subscribe button right now so that you don't miss another great conversation. We've got some inspiring voices, career journeys, and culture movements coming your way. Until next time, keep growing, stay curious, and we'll catch you soon on the next episode of Culture and Career Corner podcast. Thank you so much, guys, once again.